Welcome back. Green flag just displayed. Caution out for the second time on lap 32 for Hank Parker Jr. He's okay. Stedman Marlin.
Yeah, Stedman's leading because he had pitted earlier on one of the previous cautions, and so he didn't come in that time. Picked up the lead. But, buddy, let me tell you, there is some beating and banging going on back in the back here that somebody's going to end up in trouble. Somebody almost did. You can't quite see who that is going down the outside of the back straightaway, but they almost went up and hit the fence.
Stedman Marlin making his 5th start this season. Let's go to pit road and check in with Matt Yoakum.
Well, Steve, Jason Keller hit pit road in the 4th spot, restarted in 7th. He's already climbed up the 5th. His crew chief Steve Addington watching on as he goes to the center of the corner. Steve, your car was a little bit tight before that caution. What'd you do to it on the stop?
We put a little bit of air pressure in the right rear on that stop. Albertson's Ford was pretty good last night in happy hour. We just didn't get a whole lot of laps because it started raining, but I think we'll be all right. We'll just tune on it. I'm proud of my guys. They had a good pit stop this week. We've been struggling with them, but they're working hard to get it fixed.
They have been struggling on the pit stops. In fact, their owner, Greg Pollock, had a team meeting with the guys just to get them a little more motivated, keep everybody focused on the big task at hand, and that's going after that championship.
Right now, we got a heck of a battle up the front here. We got 95 leading there. Stedman Marlin got a car around down in turn 2, guys. I don't know. He keeps on going.
Mike Harmon in the 44. Caution is out.
Briggs is going to beat Marlin back to the line. Look who else is right there in the picture.
5 car.
All right. The 5 is alive tonight. Got some smoke under the hood, too, buddy.
I'll say. Caution out for the 3rd time this evening. Mike Harmon's going to take it to the garage. We'll be back to Kentucky in just a minute. NASCAR racing continues tomorrow with NASCAR This Morning presented by Smirnoff Ice on Fox Sports Net, followed by the Michigan 400 presented by Circuit City on Fox. Then get a full wrap-up of all the day's action on NASCAR Victory Lane All Access with John Andretti on Fox Sports Net. Speed Channel, the home of NASCAR TV. Nothing gets you closer to NASCAR, unless, of course, you're Jeff Hammond. Let's visit him.
Hank Parker Jr. just came out of the infield care center. First off, are you okay, Hank?
Yeah, I'm fine. I hate it for the guys. They've worked really hard. We've struggled a lot this week, and, you know, the happy hour got cut short to 20 minutes because of rain this weekend, and it's made it tough for us.
So what happened to you out there? You got any idea?
We were real tight. We put a different setup in from happy hour totally, and we were kind of going blind. We just needed to come in and make an adjustment on the first pit stop, and we were just trying to just stay out of trouble. And I don't know what happened. I was so tight getting into that corner that I may have come down and he may have come up. Who knows what happened, but it's just a tough deal. I hate it for all the guys at GNC.
Well, better luck next week. As you can see already, Hank Parker's going to be fine. He'll be back next week. See?
Thanks, Jeff. Ought to mention, too, Stedman Marlin, Jamie McMurray, Hermie Sadler, and Kerry Earnhardt made pit stops after that caution came out for Mike Harmon.
Pretty good strategy on the 95's part. They led a couple of laps there, got on 5 bonus points, got a little TV time. Now they make their pit stop.
He might say that was his Father's Day gift to Sterling.
It could be.
Leading laps.
Sterling Marlin, the Winston Cup point leader. Maybe he told him, say, hey, boy, that's how you get them points.
Get up there and lead a lap.
Yeah.
Gotta go.
What glove is it?
Get glove. What you gonna do, glove? Well, Scott Riggs is out front. He's been there a lot this evening, but Ricky Hendrick is right behind him, DW.
I tell you, Ricky is. Now that's Yates power against Hendrick power right there. And it looks to me like that 5 car's got as much steam up under the hood as that Ford does. Getting a good run here to see if he can look down on the inside. Nah, not this time. 3 wide racing all over the place. And I'm telling you right now, they got it going on back in here.
Darrell said, Ricky Hendrick. Oh, it's with Scott Wimmer underneath Ron Hornaday.
Now Hornaday, you know, fell back when he made contact there with another car earlier. So fought his way back up into contention here. Obviously no damage to his car. We saw him sliding up the hill earlier in the run.
Norris 6th, Hornaday 7th, just behind him. Wimmer trying to win his first Busch Series race for Bill Davis, making his 52nd NASCAR Busch Series start this evening. Mike McLaughlin just behind them in that black 18 car, on board with Mike. McLaughlin came in here 8th in points this evening. Todd Bodine underneath them, Darrell.
Yeah, it looks like you can get a good run off turn 4, drop that nose down underneath the guy here about the start-finish line, and then just root him up out of the way getting down into turn 1. That kind of seems like the hot tip. Oh, no. Guess what?
Oh, trouble on the 5 car. Oh.
I think she was too good. It's too good to be true. You know what they always say about that. If it's too good to be true, it probably is.
Usually is.
Oh, you know what? You know what I believe happened to him? I think he had ignition problem. He just got it switched over, Matt.
DW, you are exactly right. Ricky came on the radio. He says, I've switched over the boxes. Nothing happens. Nothing happens. And all of a sudden he goes, it just cranked. It just fired. There we go.
Well, he passed a lot of cars to get to the front. See if he can do it again.
There he goes. There's one.
He's going to have to be careful. I'm sure he'll be on a mission now. It's all the way back
to 34th, from 2nd to 34th in a blink of an eye.
But the car is really fast. It's going to make it a little more difficult for him, but he's still in the race.
Now he's 22 years old. Is it going to be hard for him to be patient with a race car that's good?
Oh, that whole team is real young. He's a young kid, and that whole team is real young. They'll need to just harness him a little bit right here now. Tell him to be patient. Got a long way to go. We've only run 50 laps, so we still got 150 to go.
Let's take a look at what happened to Ricky here moments ago on board with Greg Biffle.
Boy, he's lucky he didn't get run over.
I think that was Sauter right behind him.
I believe it was the 21 car.
Yep.
Just when you slow all of a sudden like that, the guy behind you, you're lucky you don't get run over. Everybody was on their toes.
Underneath Christian Elder.
And of course, when it happens to you, you're the driver of the 5-car, Ricky Hendrick. I mean, your first thought is something happened to the motor, and you're not about to let go and wave your hands or anything else till you figure out what's going to happen next.
Well, he's back up to full song now. Meanwhile, at the front, Scott Riggs in the 10. He's got his hands full with Jay Sauter and Jason Keller. Sauter started this race from the pole last year and finished 9th.
Well, that 21 car, it's bad to the bone every week. He's up there. It doesn't matter if Jeff Green's driving it or Jay Sauter's driving it. That thing is up there challenging for the lead.
And I think we ought to give Butch Hilton and that team a lot of credit. Darrell, that's tough to set up a car for 2 different drivers.
Yeah, and the thing that really makes a good race car is when you consistently are in the front all the time. You hit the Hamlin package right every week.
And I believe they've only qualified outside of the top 10 once this year. I think Jeff and Jay.
Of course, the 57 car, it's another one that's, he's a championship contender, and he's another guy that's usually right on every week. He and the 10 car. That whole group there with the 10 and the 57 are very impressive.
Speaking of impressive, Greg Biffle 3 wide.
Hello. Biffle caught those guys kind of racing each other there and took advantage of it. Dropped to the inside, made the pass.
Keller up underneath Jay Sauter.
That's what I'm really liking about the track, Steve, is that Biffle got a run off of 2 over there. They were side by side in front of him. He dropped it down on the inside 3 wide and was able to drive off into the 3rd turn without any incident.
Jay Sauter, the oldest of 3 Sauter brothers in this race tonight. Jason Keller in the 57 looks underneath.
Well, Keller looks like he got his car a lot better after the pit stops, that round of pit stops. On the other hand, Riggs looks like he got his a whole lot worse because he's going backwards.
Let's check in with Jeff Hammond.
Steve, I'm up here right now with Butch Hilton, crew chief for Jay Sauter. You guys started second. We're leading just a second ago. You made some adjustments to your car early. How is it now?
It's getting a little better. We're still a little bit loose entry, and it's hurting us in the middle. You know, you don't want to get it all the way to the bottom. We're going to make one more adjustment on it and see what happens for the Rockwell Automation Chevrolet.
One more adjustment may be all he needs. Matt Yoakum.
Well, Jeff, down here in the 10 pit with Harold Holly, the crew chief for Scott Riggs. Your car was loose earlier. He has dropped back to since. What's the problem now, Harold?
Well, we put 2 tires on early to try to see what it did to the car so we know what we need for the end. And we put a little wedge in, and it's still just a little too free. And it'll come to him here in just a little bit, but we're giving up too much at the start, so we're going to have to get a little bit more aggressive on this next stop.
I tell you, I like Harold Holly. He's a smart guy. He knows these Busch cars like the back of his hand, and he will make the right adjustments, I guarantee. Well, I love the way that car looks, though. Look at that nose, how it's pinned against the racetrack. I tell you, another guy having a really good run here. He started in the back by virtue of not qualifying the car. Joe Nemechek. You heard him say, I'd let Buzzy run the car, but I think it's good enough that I can win in it, and I'm going to go to the back and try it, and it's paying off for him right now.
And just behind him in the 4 car, Mike Wallace having a good run.
The Biaggi brothers.
Mike is 11, and his car says, Happy Father's Day. Jason Keller is out front. 58 laps complete here at the Kentucky Speedway. We'll be right back.